Yeah, it's time to play this Contra game again. Contra Adventure, for a second run through, see if I can play this game a little bit better. Oh, yeah, because last time you kind of, you beat the game, but you said you wanted to try to beat it a little bit better or something like that, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just here to play this game, try to run through this game, see if I can, maybe beat this game a little bit better and all that nonsense. Wow, so you just got through playing that other Contra game, and and you was using the cheat codes and all that stuff. Yeah, like I said, I ain't had time for that nonsense. I'm just trying to play that game and just kind of run through that game and. So, are you gonna use any cheat codes on this game? Well, I don't know. I don't need no cheat codes to beat this game. I could just run through this game with a little fire, and ain't this is like my favorite game. So, I'm just trying to play a little Contra, have a little good time. I ain't got time for all that other nonsense. So, so what you think about this game? Well, like you said, I just said, it's like one of my favorite games. It has all kind of hidden messaging in these games. Hidden messaging? Like what? Like what you mean? I mean, I remember you was talking about it on the last playthrough, but you didn't really say too much about it. Well, like you said, this game is kind of giving you a glimpse of the future. Just look at the level design and all the chaos and the aliens taking over and all that nonsense. They're just kind of giving you a little heads up and with all the volcanoes and smoke coming out of the ground and all that nonsense. It's just Contra kind of letting they wasn't really trying to make a video game. They were just trying to make a little game, put a little bit of hidden messaging in these games, and just kind of let I'm not too sure what these guys were doing. Wow, come to think of it, I'm gonna have to try to play this game. I don't think I ever played this game before. Yeah, like I said, you wouldn't be ready for this game. This game takes a lot of it takes a little bit of skill, and all that, So, I mean, but I can still try to play it though, just to see, just to kind of try it out a little bit. Oh, well, yeah, anybody can try it out, but you're not gonna get past the first level, Like I said, these games back then didn't have a save spot every 10 seconds. You would, it would take a little bit of skill, it don't had the instruction manual helping you through the game, telling you how to jump and all that nonsense. And look, I mean, like I was saying before, look at all this. You got the lava coming out. This is basically telling you this is what to look for in the future. And that's what I'm saying. This game has all kind of secrets in it. Kind of letting you know. What I don't want to get too deep into that. Some people are just not ready for it. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we ought to just get back to the old Contra game and maybe just kind of play it and and get into the end of the level and all that stuff. Yeah, like I say, people ain't ready for all that nonsense. They just want to play the video games and and stuff like that. Let's just keep it Contra. You know what I'm saying. Let's just get back to shooting the bad guys and and run through this game. Oh, okay. Well, wow, look at that. You got another extra and all that stuff. Yeah, you get a little one up every now and then to help you get through this game a little bit better. But like you say, this is a pretty good Contra game if you ask me. It's probably my favorite Contra game of them all. With the little adventure and all that stuff. Like you say, that other Contra game on the PlayStation 1, you know, I don't know. I just feel like that game is a whole lot of nonsense, and you know, like I said, I ain't got time for that kind of nonsense. You know, I just want to play a good Contra game and kind of, you know, run through these games and have a good time. And like I say, you know, like I say, the other Contra game on the PlayStation, the what's the name of that game? The Legacy of the War, and you know, they didn't even have a side scroller on you know. You know, there's no way that was a Contra game originally, and yeah, well, yeah, we was talking about that. You know, we don't, you know, like I said, I'm starting to kind of agree with you on that. I'm starting to think maybe that wasn't a Contra game originally. No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't no Contra game. It's just a, you know, a game that just, you know, they just went on here, slapped the name on there, and you know, we just had to kind of live with it, you know, and then we accepted it as a Contra game. But we know that wasn't no Contra game originally. I wonder what that thing is. It looks like a train snake or something. Yeah, you know, Contra, and they got this thing, this fascination with these water snakes and arms and all kind of nonsense like that. I'm just not too sure about this Konami company. Wow, it look like the heart of the train, huh? Or something, or whatever that thing is. Yeah, like you say, it just looks like a, you know, I don't really want to tell you what it really looks like. I mean, let's keep it PG. Wow, wow, I wasn't even thinking like that about that, but you know, wow, I would never even thought of something like that. Yeah, you know, that's just, you know, Contra's up, you know, Konami, they got some, yeah, they got a lot of sick things going on with them, and you know, I'm not too sure about those guys. Wow, I can't, I'm lost for words. You know, I would not have. Wow, it's a good thing. Wow, you really know you know your stuff about these Contra games, huh? Yeah, I know what they intended when they made these games. You know, with all their little hidden messaging and all that nonsense. You know, trying to corrupt the young minds, and you know, instead of just playing a video game, you know. And you know, I mean, you know, it shouldn't have that kind of nonsense in these games, you know. Well, maybe people didn't think about those kind of things. Maybe they were just playing a video game, and they didn't even think about that kind of stuff. Yeah, but like you say, you know, that's how they get you. You know, you kind of like, you don't know, but they already kind of putting it in your mind. You know, it's like it's there. You know, and you just ended up, you know, you know, I'm just gonna leave that alone. You know, that's a little too deep for some people. You know, well, no, you know, maybe sometimes we, you know, you just gotta let, you know, I, yeah, yeah, you know, let's not talk about that. Let's just get back to playing the old Contra game, and you know, let's run through this game, and you know, and just kind of like have a good time, and you know, I really like this game. This is a pretty good Contra game, if you ask me. You know, it's very underrated.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like this is one of the greatest Contra games ever created that's underrated, and
Yeah.
this game should get way more respect, and you know,
He's shooting these corners.
this a, you know, I really would like to try this game. I really need to like maybe perhaps play this game a little bit, you know, just to see what it's about, you know. Yeah, like you say, you know, without the instruction manual teaching you how to play during the game, you know, I don't think you would get too far. You know, usually in games nowadays, it kind of like pauses, tells you how to jump in the middle of the game, and then when you shoot the button, it tell you to hit the square button, and then, you know, if you want to like, you know, aim, you know, you hold the R button. They don't tell you none of that stuff. You know, you'll be lost in these games. You know, you know. Back then, you had to whip out the old instruction manual for all that nonsense. Well, I mean, couldn't I just play the game and just kind of like, try it out myself? Just to kind of, try out the buttons and all that stuff and see which button do what. Yeah, but you'll be a little thrown off. You wouldn't. You know. I
Yeah.
mean, you could. I mean, that's how I learned how to play all these games. I didn't need to be told what to do. You ever play these new Sonic games? I mean, they give you a whole rundown on the first level of the game on how to play it and all that nonsense. You know, why not just hit the jump button and play and have a good time? That's all it is with Sonic. Run and jump. Well, yeah, well, maybe they just this younger generation, they need to know how to play these video games a little bit better. Yeah. I'm pretty sure playing games like Sonic the Hedgehog, you just all you're really doing is running and jumping on enemies. You don't need no instruction manual on how to play that game. But they give it to you anyway during the game, trying to teach you how to play it. It takes about an hour to get going. Just like those what the game is those, like the Mega Man X games. Like the ones on the PlayStation 2 or whatever. Or the PlayStation in general. I mean, man, it takes about an hour before you even get to start playing the game because they're trying to tell you on how to do everything. And I'm like, man, I know how to play my Mega Man. You press the shoot button and you jump. That's it. That's the end of the game. You don't need to know all that other nonsense. You wasting my time. I'm trying to get to the bad guys. Well, I wonder why they do all that stuff. They don't let you play the game. They want to like hold you up and all that stuff. I'm not too sure why they do that. I just don't get it. Wow, you're doing pretty good at this game, huh? Yeah, like I said, I ain't got time for all this nonsense. Like I said, I'm just trying to play this game and maybe run right on through it and, maybe like, trying to see if I can play this game a little bit better than I did the first time. And like I said, I'm starting to get the feel for this game and think I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I noticed you're doing really good compared to the last time. You like almost seem like an expert at this game. Yeah, like I said, I don't claim to be no expert. I just like enjoy playing my favorite game, and this is a great game. They should have had many sequels of this game. They should have had a Contra Adventure 1, 2, and a 3. At least a trilogy of Contra Adventures, on the PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 or whatever. But, they don't want to do all that. We get stuck with two crappy Castlevania games on the 64, though.
He scores.
Wow, I mean,
Yeah.
I never even thought about all that stuff, Why didn't we get more Contra Adventure games? Well, we got all these Castlevania games on the 64. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people did like those games. I don't know. I thought those games were trash. It wasn't no Symphony of the Night. That's a real Castlevania game if you ask me. Like those 64 Castlevanias was like a complete waste of time. Like I ain't had no time for that nonsense. I'll play my Contra Adventure any day over those games. Well, I kind of enjoy playing those what game was that? The Castlevanias on the 64. I don't know. Those games look like complete trash. I mean, look at it. I mean, look at this level. I mean, it's a pretty good little. Look at the graphics. I mean, it almost look better than the Castlevania 64 on the 64, I guess, whatever that nonsense was. I played that game and I was like, I said, this ain't no Castlevania. I'm like, what is this nonsense they trying to feed us? I mean, that game was so slow paced and the atmosphere of the game and all that stuff. I played that game. That game made me so sick, and I couldn't bear it. I actually brought the game back. I just said I couldn't have this game. I want my $60 back. Wow, the game cost $60 back then? I said, yeah, oh yeah, them games were running about 64 about $69 or something like that. And when I played that game, I said, man, this game is horrible. I ain't got time for that kind of nonsense, I'm trying to play a good game, not these crappy games, I was a big Castlevania fan, and I was really let down on that game. And I'm like, man, what happened? I said, why didn't you just make a Symphony of the Night 2 or something like that? But we got stuck with these Castlevania 64s and all that nonsense. And then not only that, you got 2 of them games, I'm like, why didn't we get a Contra Adventure 2 or something, A game that was probably a lot easier to make, Well, maybe the Contra game didn't make enough money or something like that. I don't know. Nah, these games make money. I mean, how else you get 2 more Contra games on the PlayStation 2, These games definitely make the money, I could tell you one game that didn't make any money was probably them Castlevania 64s, because I'm sure everybody brought them back. You really don't like that game, do you? Like I said, that game, I thought that game was trash. I played that game, I couldn't believe it. I said, what is this? I'm like, I don't know, I'm sure a lot of people out there like that Castlevania 64 games, but, I just thought them games were terrible. You can see, I'd rather play this game any day over those Castlevania games. It's kind of sad because the Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I would think that's probably on everybody's top 10 on the PlayStation games. I'm pretty sure there's nobody has a top 10 without that game. It's probably one of the best, if not the best game on the PlayStation 1. And then you get trash like that on the 64. It's like, I don't get it. Wow, you seem like you're running right through these levels, huh? Yeah, like you said, I ain't got time for all this nonsense. I'm just gonna run through this game and maybe replay this game a little bit again later. Just kind of like, wow, you want to keep playing this game and like re-uploading them up on YouTube? Well, yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't play a lot of games. I only like certain games, and like you said, this is one of my favorite games, and I'll probably play it a few more times and run it up on the YouTube, and maybe keep doing it until I actually beat this game on one, maybe beat it on one life or something like that, or at least one continue for all that, Wow, you really want to like have the perfect run through on this game, huh? Yeah, like like I say, I like playing this game anyway. Even if I don't, I still enjoy just playing this game. This is such a great game, and like I said, I don't have time for all them other games. Them games are just, like I said, there's a lot of nonsense out there. I'm thinking about whipping out the old NES and maybe playing those old games, and stuff like that. Maybe I can make some money like the who's that nerd on the TV that makes all that money talking about the video games and all that nonsense. Oh, you talking about the nerd with the white T-shirt and all that stuff, huh? Yeah, I like watching him. He's pretty funny. Yeah, like I said, I want to make that kind of money, and I don't know, perhaps and actually show you how to play those crappy games and maybe even beat them a few times. Like the Freddy Kruegers and all that stuff, in the Jason game and all that stuff, in the Double Dragon 3 and all that, and all them nonsense games. Oh wow, you know how to beat the Freddy Krueger game and all that? Oh yeah, I could beat the Freddy Kruegers, I could beat the Jason games, the Double Dragon 3. Like I say, Double Dragon 3, that's my, I really need to get that and play that game and show people how to beat that game properly. I seen a couple of videos where all I'm seeing is a bunch of drop kicks to beat every enemy in the game, and I'm like, there's so many other moves you could do in them games. You could do some kicks and punches and all that stuff. And I really need to do a run through on that game. Show people how to play that game right, not all that other nonsense. Well, most people trying to beat the game without, I guess without dying and all that stuff, right? No, I'm not too sure what's going on. I mean, I don't die on that game. And I use all the moves. I do the punching and I do the kicking. I do all kind of stuff. And I'll show you how to use them guys and, how to, like, I'll show you how to play that game right once I get the right wires and all that nonsense to be able to upload those games. And then I'll do a little run through and run right through that game. Wow, you really want to play the old NES games again, huh? Oh yeah, I like playing the NES games. Like I said, I just need to find the to get the wires and maybe, get me a good camera and all that nonsense. So when we gonna do like some of those videos where it shows us like falling through the walls and stuff and like maybe beating ourselves over the head with with the beer cans and all that stuff and falling through Christmas trees and stuff. I don't know about all that nonsense, I tell you what, if I get like 100 subscribers or something like that, I'll go on here and invest in a little camera or something, and maybe I'll start, doing a little video here and there and all that nonsense. But like I say, I'm not doing any of that. I had to get at least 100 subscribers or something, and then give me a little, maybe a little boost of confidence or something, and then maybe I'll move on up and get me a little camera. Maybe I even buy me a little microphone or something. A microphone? Yeah, like one of those professional microphones. You can hook it up to the laptop and all that, or some kind of nonsense like that. I'll have to kind of read into it on how that works. But I think you just plug it into the laptop and you sound like one of those radio host guys or whatever. I heard that's one of the things that, you should use. Oh, okay. Never even thought about that kind of stuff. Yeah, like I said, I'm not getting into all that nonsense. Like I said, unless I get 100 subscribers or something like that, then, maybe I'll invest in get me a little microphone and a little camera and all that stuff. And then, maybe you could sleep behind the couch or some nonsense like that. And maybe maybe you could come out and play a little music for me, make me a little theme song or something like that. Oh, like the like the little song, huh? Like and every time you start the video, there's a little song that plays, right? Yeah, something, some kind of nonsense like that. It's just kind of, a little catchy tune or something, and then, and then it showed me playing the game and talking about how great these games are and, how bad some of these games are. I'll probably play like the Castlevania 64 and all that nonsense, The only problem is I have to get me another 64. Can we just kind of like download those games? I don't know, probably can. You could probably do all kind of stuff. But like I said, I ain't got time for all that nonsense, I just want to play my Castlevanias and, the Contra games and So, like, what kind of games would you play on the NES to kind of, on the YouTube and stuff? Well, like I said, I'll probably play, like, the Freddy Krueger game and the Nightmare on Elm Street, the Jason, and the, I don't know, I think I'll do Double Dragon 3 first. Is that the game? Yeah, Double Dragon 3. And I'll probably play some of those, Wizards and Warrior games or something like that. Oh, I like old Wizards and Warriors, huh? Those were pretty good games. I really enjoyed those games. Yeah, those were like some of my favorite games on a Nintendo. So, play the Wizards and Warriors 1, 2, and 3, and upload them on the YouTube and all that, Then I'll probably play some, I don't know. What about like Ninja Gaiden and stuff, or Gaiden, or whatever they call that game? I don't know. I've never been. I mean, I like Ninja Gaiden and all that, but I don't know. I got burnt out on those games. You know, I played it so much when I was a kid, and I don't know. I just got burnt out on them. Would you play it just to upload it on YouTube? I don't know. I don't know if I had time to play those games. I don't know. We'll see. I think I could beat those games like 10, 15 minutes, so maybe I could squeeze it in or something on my break or something. I remember beating the first Ninja Gaiden game in like 15 minutes, so maybe I could beat it again in 15 minutes or something. Or maybe less, as long as it's less than 20 minutes. And I don't know. I feel like I'm not too sure about those games. What about like the Legend of Zeldas and all that stuff? Oh yeah, you know I like playing Legend of Zelda. That's another one of my favorites. Like you say, I just don't know if I wanna. I mean, I guess I could play it. We'll find out. I had to get the proper wiring and all that nonsense. Actually, I got that game downloaded on the Wii, so that game I could probably do pretty easily. But a lot of the other games that you can't download on the Wii, I would have to use the old system to play them on. You know. Wow, that was you like running through this game, huh? Yeah, like you say, you know, I ain't got time for all this nonsense. I'm just trying to run through this game and, you know, call it a night. You know, I gotta go to work tomorrow, and you know, like I say, I just ain't got time for all this nonsense. You know, I gotta hurry up and run through this game and, you know, call it a night, and perhaps maybe I'll play this game again tomorrow. And you know, who knows? I might even play the other Contra game again. Are you gonna play that game without the cheat codes? I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I mean, I guess I could try, see how it goes. Like I say, I'm not too fond of that other Contra game. Like this game here is one of my favorite PlayStation 1 games. You know, just like one of my top fives. Top five? Yeah, like I said, this is probably the top 5 game for me. You know, most people probably wouldn't have this game in the top 100 if you ask me. Well, you know, like you say, well, you know, everybody's different. You know, you got different taste in games, and you know, this is like, you know, one of my top 5s. You know. Like I said, I really like this game. I don't know why, I just do. You know. Did you ever play like Final Fantasy VII or anything? Yeah, I played it, you know. I got kind of bored with that game. Maybe I played about halfway through and, you know, like I said, I just kind of like gave up on it. I didn't feel like playing it. But my Final Fantasy VII, I'll tell you what, it's a good game. I don't know, it's just not for me. You know, it's actually the only Final Fantasy game I actually ever played. Like, you know, I gave it you know, I really like, you know, I really sat there and played that one. Unlike, you know, the other ones, I just wasn't interested in them. And, you know, like I said, I would say Final Fantasy VII is definitely one of the, you know, best games. I would agree with anybody on that. Like you said, but those games are just not for me. You know. What about like those other games like Dragon Warriors or whatever those games called? No, I've never. Like I said, I don't play them kind of games too much. You know, like the standing still, taking turns hitting each other. And I'm just not into them kind of games. I ain't got time. Like I said, I ain't got time for all that nonsense. You know, I like to just run through these games and, you know. So what about like Crash Bandicoot and all that stuff? No, I've never got into Crash Bandicoot. But like I said, I could see why people like that game and Spyro, and some of them other games like that. I just never got into them games. Like I said, I totally understand why people like those games. They do look fun, but I kind of grew up playing more like, the Contras and the Castlevanias and, the Mega Man games. I just kind of stuck with those kind of games. And the Zeldas, the Mario Brothers, Oh, so you kind of like an old school gamer. You just kind of like when they made some new ones, you kind of stuck with the same games. I said, yeah, like I said, the only new game I got into really were those Resident Evil games and the Silent Hills. I kind of followed those games. I really enjoyed playing them. Even though I kind of stopped on Resident Evil 5. So you never played Resident Evil 6? Yeah, I played it a little bit. I didn't really care for it too much. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I know a lot of people probably enjoy playing that game, but I just thought, it just didn't feel like, I don't know, something about that game. I just didn't care for it. So you never even tried so you never played Resident Evil 7 and all that stuff, huh? No, I ain't never played it. I'm pretty much done with the whole Resident Evil. I'll play the old ones over and that's about it. I might even do a little video on the Resident Evil 1, 2s, and the 3s eventually, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to be playing them games like that unless I get unless I get like 100, maybe 500 subscribers or something like that. Then I'll probably go on here and run through them games and, play the Resident Evils and that's another game I like that people probably don't talk about too much is those Parasite Eve games. I really enjoy playing those games. Wow, I don't think I even heard of that game. Yeah, Parasite Eve is one of the few, that's probably the only RPG games that what they are, RPG games. I think that's what they call them. They kind of like Final Fantasy in a way, but it's like a horror game. And I did really enjoy playing that game. But, and then they made part 2. I don't know. I thought that was a good game. I don't know why they don't be, they didn't make none on the PlayStation 2 or the 3. I don't understand all that. Wow, you like really running through this game. Yeah, like, trying to hurt me get through this game and so I can go to bed and, do that work thing again, So, like, where do you work at? You work at one of them good... Yeah, I work at one of those, I don't know, one of them dollar stores or whatever. Do a little managing and all that nonsense, tell people what to do and all that nonsense. Oh, wow, you get paid the big bucks, huh? No, not really. But it's a job, I guess. Yeah, like I said, I could have been I should be a game developer or something like that, maybe becoming a YouTuber or something like that. But like I said, I ain't got time for all that nonsense. Making a website and getting a microphone and a video camera and all that stuff, and I got work to do. I ain't got time for all that nonsense. Wow, you seem like you're getting a little mad about it a little bit, huh? Yeah, well, like I say, I wish I could sit there and play video games all day and get paid some kind of way, Wow, you're like doing pretty good at this game. Yeah, like say I'm trying to like getting a little sleepy here, but you know I'm trying to hang in there and keep playing this game a little bit. Wow, you're on what, level 5 or something? I don't know, 4 or 5. I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
I think I'm on level 5 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I had to use a continue. I ended up dying, you know, at the end of the level. So, like, say if you're wondering why the 5 lives popped up, you know, I had made it to the end of the level and then I died and all that nonsense. Yeah, well, like, you know, we didn't want to waste the viewers' time by showing all of that. And yeah, I didn't want, like, that was like a good 20 minutes. You know, cut out the video. You know, you don't want to see all that nonsense. You know, get to the end, you die, and then you start over and all that nonsense. You know, like I said, I ain't got time for all that nonsense, and I don't want to waste nobody else's time with that nonsense. Well, at least you're pretty honest about it, huh? Yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to play this game. If you see 5 men popped up on the next level or whatever, that just means I used the continue. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, you're just like a very honest YouTuber or whatever, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I don't consider myself a YouTuber or whatever. I just kind of make a little video and upload it on to YouTube and all that nonsense, and you know, just try to run through this game and call it a night or whatever, you know. Wow, look at all those remote. Look at all those TV remotes on the wall. Yeah. So I see you like the little flamethrower, huh? Yeah, the flamethrower's pretty good. It's pretty strong. Like one hit, it kills them pretty easily. Well, here come these platform jumping, huh? Yeah, I don't really care for all this nonsense. Blocks going up and down and all that. Like I say, I'm just trying to get through this game, and I think I'm gonna play Contra. I think I need to play the Contra game with the on the Sega Genesis. Oh, you're gonna like play that game and run through that game, and you're gonna. I want to see the puppy dog. Yeah, I'm gonna play the game as the puppy dog. Like I said, I had the. I don't even know if I even had that game. I know I did, but I had to see it if I have it. You know, if not, I'll have to go order that game. And how much you think that game costs these days, huh? And that game that you could probably get pretty cheap. I don't know. It might be a rare game. They might want $100 for that game. Really, $100 for a Contra game? Oh yeah, these places try to, you know, they got people out there that want to collect these games, so they want to, they know they'll pay $100, $200 for those games. Wow, I didn't know that. Might have to go get that game. Yeah. Like I said, I had that game. I had to kind of look. I probably have it somewhere. Like I said, I had all the, I don't know, I had all the Castlevanias and Double Dragons and all that stuff. Those were my games, and, you know. I don't get the point of the spreaders. The spreaders are it's like the best weapon on the first level and on the last level, but on the rest of the game, the spreaders are kind of horrible. Yeah, I'm trying to just hurry up and get through this boss, and it's like, hurry up and run through this game, and maybe I could go ahead and play a different video game or some kind of nonsense. Wow, that like you beat him pretty easy, huh? You just kind of like ran on right through him. Yeah, like you said, I don't have that much time to be, playing around with these guys. I gotta hurry up and get through this game, and you know, now and all this kind of nonsense. You got these octopus hanging out of the ceiling, and all kind of nonsense. Wow, this board is very creepy. They got the little bats and stuff, and all kind of stuff. Little evil faces on the walls and stuff. Yeah, like you say, I feel like this is more of a Castlevania game than the ones on the 64, with the bats flying around. You got the little, the creepy faces on the walls, and, the spiders, and, it feels like you're running through a little castle, I'm not too sure what that game was on the 64. It sure wasn't no Castlevania game. Well, you really don't like that game. Nah, I ain't like that. I ain't care for that nonsense. If it ain't the Castlevanias on the Nintendo NES and the Super Nintendo or the PlayStation, I could care less about that. That 64 impersonator of a video game, or whatever that nonsense was. It sure wasn't no true Castlevania game I've ever seen one. It almost seemed like some kind of nonsense they came up and whipped up in a lab or somewhere and called it a video game. Oh wow, you already made it to the little Pharaoh guy, or whoever this guy is. Yeah, I don't really want to say what it really is, but I'll just leave that alone. I don't want get too deep into that. All that nonsense. So you're gonna be playing like the Super Nintendo games and all that stuff? Oh yeah, I forgot. I got a couple of Super Nintendo games. Like, I think I got even the little Battletoad games and stuff like that, and I'm trying to think. I think I got like Final Fight. Them kind of, some of them old games. Maybe I can like run right through them games and kind of upload it on the on this YouTube thing and all that nonsense. Wow, Oh, what about like the Sega Genesis? Oh yeah, we already talked about the Sega Genesis, didn't we? Yeah, we was talking about the Contra game, but I have a bunch of games on the Sega Genesis. I might maybe run through them games and upload them on the on this social media platform or whatever this nonsense they call the YouTube thing or whatever. Do you have like a Facebook page or anything like that? Nah, I don't mess with that stuff. I ain't got time for all that nonsense, I don't mess with the Facebooks or the Instagrams and the Twitters and whatever all that nonsense is, Like I said, I ain't got time for that. I just gotta, I just want to play a little video game when I get home from work and, make a little video and, put it up on the, on this YouTube platform thing or whatever this nonsense that, but if you have like the Facebook or whatever, you can upload the videos on the Facebook too, and get and expand your you can reach out like a wider audience and all that stuff. Like you said, I don't care about all that nonsense, that sounds all nice and gravy and all that stuff, but like you say, I'm a worker, I ain't got time for that kind of nonsense and making videos and putting them on the internet and like hoping for the best and, and constant, I just ain't got time for that. I go out there and I get me a job and I work, and I contribute to the to society, and all that stuff, but you can like contribute by like making videos and people watching and enjoy watching it and stuff like that. Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. I just think I don't know. I just have a different way of thinking a little bit. I like to go out there and work a little bit. Do my thing. Playing video games. That's just a hobby to me. You just kind of go out there and get the bad guys and all that nonsense. What about like do you play like those the Metroid games and all that stuff?
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, I like Metroid. Like I said, I played all the old school games. Like the Mega Mans and the Metroids and games like that. The Legends of the Zelda. Those are the kind of games I just kind of stuck with. I never really went with all these other new games and all these Call of Duties and the Modern Warfares and whatever all those nonsense was. I just ain't got time for all that nonsense. I'll just stick with the Contra games and the Mega Mans and the Sonic the Hedgehogs and stuff like that. And I actually got the what's that last Sonic game they made, the Sonic Generation or whatever like that. Or, whatever that nonsense was called. But that was a pretty fun game if you ask me. I actually think that's the last PlayStation 3 game I bought. Matter of fact, that might be the last game I bought, period. And that was like 10 years ago. Wow, really? It was that long ago that game came? That game seemed like it came out very recently. Yeah, I mean, to me, it seemed like it did, but everybody else, that game was like ancient, That was a long time ago, These guys are on the, like I said, they're on the PlayStation 5, I suppose, some kind of nonsense like that. Like, I completely missed out on the PlayStation 4 and the Switch and all that, and what's the Xbox 2 or whatever. Whatever that nonsense is, I haven't even played the 360. I totally missed out on the 360 and the Xbox One, and I can't keep up with all these systems, I'm just gonna stick with this Contra adventure game, and and the Mega Man 2s and the 3s and stuff like that. Have you ever played that Superman game on the NES? Yeah, I played that game like 30 years ago. I think I played it. Like I said, I don't even remember that game. I just remember it was a piece of crap. You ever beat that game? Nah, I ain't never tried. I could care less about that game. I think I ran around the city a little bit. Did the little spin in the circle thing or whatever that move was, whatever that nonsense was, and that was about it. That's all I remember about that game. I don't remember that game being too good. I haven't played that game in like 30 years. It's just like, why is that game really that old? Oh yeah, that game is like ancient old. It's like, I'm not too sure what that game was. Like, so what about the Superman 64 game that I hear that everybody kind of agrees that game is one of the worst games ever made? I don't know. I never played that game. Like I say, after that Castlevania games, I was scared to try those games. I was like, when they had the Mario and the Zelda game, and then most of the other 3D games that wasn't made by like Nintendo or whatever, them games were horrible. I just couldn't play them. I knew Superman. I never played a decent Superman game yet, and when I saw him flying through the rings, somebody I knew rented that game, and I saw it. I was just, there's no way I was gonna play that game. That game just, you know, that game looked bad back then. It still looks bad now. Wow, nobody likes that game, huh? Yeah, that game's gonna go into the museum of a, you know, it's gonna be classic. It's gonna be a classic game for being like the worst game ever. You know, and also, you know, I think most people agree that's probably the worst Nintendo 64 game ever made. You know, I can't think of any game that was worse than that. You know, even the Castlevania 64 seemed superior over that game. Wow, that game, wow, that game, yeah, like I said, that game was like, that was just horrible. Like, you know, yeah, I'm going back to get the bulletproof vest for some reason. I don't know why. I guess I just don't feel right without getting in, and then I'm gonna run through this level. You know, maybe run through the flames and stuff. And, you know, I was thinking maybe that, you know, yeah. I also thought maybe they had an extra life or something like that, some kind of nonsense. You know, I just kind of like running through this lava for some reason. What do you think about the Battle Tolls in the Double Dragon game where they teamed up and like take on the Dark Queen and all that stuff and the Shadow Boss? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's okay. It's a pretty decent game. You know, it's kind of fun to play. I just didn't care for like the, you know, I didn't care for like the space level where you're riding in the spaceship. I didn't care for that level. And you know, the level before that, I didn't care for that. You know, maybe they just kind of, you know. Matter of fact, I feel like all the Battletoad games have the same problem. Like once you get past the second level, you know, it's just like, I don't know. You know, I'm trying to fight this boss, whatever this like robot on the wall nonsense, you know. So like, so you kind of like the Battletoads Double Dragon game, huh? You just don't like the spaceship level, huh? Yeah, like you said, that level there is like, I don't know, man. I didn't feel like playing. You know, I'm playing the, you know, the Battletoads Double Dragon game, not Space Invaders or whatever that nonsense was. You know, they should have left that level out. You know, you don't need that kind of level in the game. You know, I had to say one thing about the other Contra game on the PlayStation 1, that when you played a space level or the tank level or whatever, that was just a little bonus added into the arcade or whatever in the game. You know, and it wasn't actually a part of the game, so it's like, you know, they should have done something like that or some kind of nonsense if you want to put something like that kind of level on the game. You know, that's one thing, you know, I thought that was good to do. You know, trying to hurry and run through this game. You ain't gonna save your game? No, I ain't got time for all that nonsense. You know, just gonna go ahead and get to the next level. You know, like I said, I ain't got time for all that saving and all that nonsense. You know, it takes up time, you know. You know, like I say, I had the, you know, like I say, just so before anybody points that out, yes, I used to continue. You know, I died on this level a little while ago, so if you see, I just popped up with 5 men. So just letting you know, I did. You know, I ain't got time to be showing all those, you know, wasted minutes. You know, you gotta sit there and edit the video and process and all that nonsense. I ain't got time for all that. You know, I'm trying to hurry up and get through this game, you know. Well, like, maybe I ought to just, like, you know, so what, actually, like, what is that thing you're fighting? Like I said, I don't know what these things are. The little bugs flying around, got flames coming out of the wall and all that nonsense, and rockets trying to get you, and little orange basketballs floating in the air and all that nonsense. Like I said, I don't know what these enemies are. Konami just comes out with anything. Like I said, I could care less about this level. This is probably this is a horrible level. Like I said, they could have done better with, but, I guess this is better than the spaceship board on the Battletoads Double Dragon game, if you ask me. Yeah, but like, what's your favorite Nintendo game of all? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of games I like. Probably my favorite would probably be maybe Battletoads or Legend of Zelda or something like that. What about the Mario Brother games and all that stuff? Well, of course I like the Mario Brothers, but it's not my favorite. But it's up there. There are a lot of great games on the NES. I don't really have a particular favorite one. Like I said, I like the Contra games, and I mean there's a lot of games on there. Like I say, that's probably 50 games on there I feel the same about. I think, I'll just like them all, I like the Mega Man games, and, and you got the Contra games, and, I really enjoy those games, those, I can't really, pick one and see which one's better than the other, There was a lot of great NES games I enjoyed playing, like the, like Rygar, and the Bionic Commandos, and, games like that, I really enjoyed playing. The Tecmo Bowls and the Tecmo Super Bowls, there's so many games. I mean, I can almost say any of them could be my favorites, I mean, it's just hard to pick just one. Games like that, Well, oh, okay. I was just wondering, my favorite game would have been the, probably the Mario Brothers, and I really liked those Mario Brother games. Which one? There's quite a few of them, I'd probably say the Mario Brothers Part 3. I think that's my favorite game. Well, yeah, I mean that's. Most people you ask, they'll probably tell you Mario Brothers 3, which was a fun game. But, like I said, it's not on my favorite list, Like I said, I do like that game, but when it comes to one of my favorites, it's just not one of my favorites, It's not a game I spent a lot of time playing on it, playing compared to Zelda, the Legend of Zelda games and the Mega Man games. I felt like I played those games way more, Wow, you're kind of running through this level, huh? Yeah, like I said, I ain't got all this time to be wasted on this nonsense. And it's this elevator that just keeps falling and falling. I don't even know what this nonsense is. Like I said, I'm just trying to run through this game and, maybe run through maybe replay that other Contra game or something, maybe play that nonsense again and, maybe try beating it without without all of the codes and try to beat it, Like I said, I don't even know. I might not even waste my time on that game. You know, maybe play something else. You know, might start playing the Sega Genesis or some nonsense like that. So you say you're gonna get you a new camera and a microphone if you reach like 100 subscribers or something like that. Yeah, like you say, right now I'm just kind of using the old laptop and doing the little voice, talking on the laptop and all that nonsense. Like you said, if I get 100 subscribers or something, maybe I want to invest in a little microphone and a little camera or something like that, and you can like watch us play the game or something. I don't know. Like you said, we'll see. Maybe they'll post it in the comments or some nonsense and kind of let me know what they want. Perhaps I'll do it. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I ain't got a lot of time for all that kind of nonsense, making videos and, like I said, I could put you behind the couch with a little guitar or something like that, and maybe when we play 2 players or something like that, you could come out and help me on the game or something, I mean, I don't know. Do I have to be behind the couch? Like, with a guitar and all that? I don't even know how to play the guitar. Well, I mean, you're gonna have to, because that's what the YouTube universe likes to see. They like to see a guy behind the old couch and he comes out and maybe sings a little song, and people like that kind of stuff. It's kind of entertaining, Yeah, but I don't know how to sing and play the guitar or anything like that. Well, you're gonna have to learn if you want to be in my videos, That's just, because otherwise I don't have no, there's no point in you being in the video games, playing the game with me, and like, you're gonna have to bring something to the table, because I'm, you don't know how to play these games, you can't even like which games can you even beat? I think I beat let me see. I think I might have beat some of them games on the PlayStation 3, like a bunch of those games. Yeah, like I say, the PlayStation 3 games you can save all over the place. Matter of fact, a lot of them games have automatic save spots and stuff like that. And all that kind of nonsense. I'm playing these old games where most games you don't even have a save option to save, and like you say, you ain't gonna be able to handle those kind of games. Them games require a little bit of skill, and dedication, and you just don't have all that. You know you need those save spots every 10 seconds to advance in the game, and all that nonsense. Well, but like I could still play some of these games, like we could play the Contra together, like the first Contra and the second Contra. Yeah, I mean we could, but like you'll just be holding me back. You'll be dying all over the place, and I ain't got time for all that nonsense. Like the first Contra game, and put the 30 men in, and we could probably beat that game together on the 2 players or something like that. Yeah, like I say, I've played games with people on Contra, even with the 30 men, they still can't make it through the game. And, they be dying all over the place and be having, I hate to beat the game without them, so I have to, die on purpose, and all that nonsense, and then we end up running out of continues, and then we don't even end up beating the game. You might be able to beat that other Contra game on the PlayStation, because I could do get the extra lives every time. Maybe perhaps we could beat that game together. We'll find out. Maybe play a little bit of that Contra game or something like that. We'll see. wow, I really want to play this game. I think I could do pretty good on this game, and I just need a little. I just need a try. Like I gotta try a little. Yeah, like we'll see about it. Like I say, I pat you down the first level a little bit. I don't expect you to get past the first level. You know, I'm pretty good at the Tecmo Bowl games. I somehow doubt it. Like which Tecmo Bowl game you talking about? Well, I was thinking about the one I downloaded on the PlayStation. Now, that was the PlayStation the 3, I think. Yeah, I was pretty good at that game. I almost won I almost made it to the playoffs when I was playing the season mode, and I almost got to the playoffs. Just missed it by 2 games, and like you said, like I said, I would have went on here and won the Super Bowl. Like I said, I'm pretty good at the old Tecmo Bowl. You know, even the ones that ain't even all that great. But like I just gotta hurry up and get through this game because it's getting kind of late, and I'm just not like I don't know. I think because I'm just kind of wanting to maybe play that Sega Genesis or something like that. But we shouldn't do like we should play like the Freddy Krueger games and all that. I think those games will play like 4 players and stuff on the NES. Now, where are we gonna find 3 more people? Where are we gonna find 2 more people to play that nonsense? I mean, it was I just can't see it happening. You have to get the adapter, and then you got to buy a couple of extra controllers, and I just can't see the investment behind that. Like I said, I would need about 500 subscribers before I even make that kind of investment. I tell you what, if I ever reach 500 subscribers, no, forget that nonsense. It's gonna be 1,000 subscribers. If I reach 1,000 subscribers, then I'll go on here and get the 4 players and get a couple of friends and all that nonsense, and we'll do the Freddy Krueger game. Matter of fact, we'll probably do a couple of 4-player games. They had what? 4-player game on the Nintendo? Oh yeah, they had all kind of nonsense games for 4 players. It's just the Freddy Krueger one is the one that comes to mind. I can't really think of which ones they were, but you're like really running through this game. Yeah, like I ain't got time for all this nonsense. I'm trying to hurry up and get through this game and give me some shut-eye so I can go to work and do all that nonsense, and then I can come home and play some more of this Contra game and all that nonsense. Like I said, I ain't got time for all this. I'm just trying to play a little bit of this Contra game and and then maybe put it up on the on that YouTube platform nonsense. So you think how do you feel about this Contra game? Do you think this was originally a Contra game? Yeah, I think this was originally a Contra game from the start. I don't know. I mean, kind of looks like more of a Contra game than the other one. Even though it is different, but a level like this kind of shows that You know, kind of got that old school Contra feel to it. And then you got the two side scrollers, you know, that's very, true to Contra a little bit. So yeah, I like to say this was, a real Contra game in my book, even though it is different. Wow, the flamethrower works pretty good on those creepy crawlers, huh? Yeah, it's, flamethrower actually works pretty well on this game. Yeah. And then I got these little, little thumbtacks are thrown at them. It, seems to work pretty good on this level.
Need my big gun.
So what's like the next game you're gonna try out after this Contra game? I don't know. Might play some more of the like I said, I'm thinking about the Sega Genesis, perhaps, or the we'll see. Like you say, this game here, this looks like, from the first Contra game, that's why I think this is a good Contra game, it just seems like it just plays and feels more like a Contra game compared to the other PlayStation 1 Contra. I'm not too sure what they were doing with that game, like I said, I don't think that was originally a Contra game. I think that one they just kind of, threw the name on there and it sold it as Contra and all that nonsense. Wow, it look like you're on your way to the gonna play the last level, huh? Yeah, like I said, I ain't got time for all this nonsense. I'm trying to hurry and beat this game and and run through this game and kind of like I said, I ain't got time for all this nonsense. Go ahead and run through this level and go ahead and call it a night. Upload this to nonsense. Wow, this level seems to be like. Why do you think so many people don't like playing this game? I don't know. Like I said, this looks like a Contra game to me, There's a whole lot of that misinformation going around, trying to talk about this is not a great Contra game, I think this is one of the best Contra games out there, if you ask me, because them other PlayStation 2 Contra games, I don't think those games are very good, Them games are just kind of short, you're on there riding on dinosaurs and all that nonsense, Like I said, I ain't got time for all that kind of nonsense. Which Contra game do you get to ride on the dinosaurs? I don't know. It's one of the ones on the PlayStation 2 where you get to ride on a dinosaur, and I mean, like you said, like what kind of nonsense is that? They just make anything. Like I said, I'll stick with the Contra Adventure, and even the one on the Legacy of War, and, play that kind of nonsense. I really want to see that Contra game when you get to ride on the dinosaurs. Yeah, you would like to run. Like you say, that game. I mean, and you're running on top of the helicopter and the blades are spinning. I mean, that's the kind of nonsense they have on the PlayStation 2. Like you said, I ain't got time for that kind of silliness, I'm trying to play some old school Contra and, and try to hurry and run through these games. And wow, it looks like you're back to fighting trying to hurry up and kill these robots and stuff, huh? Yeah, like I say, you gotta hurry up and beat these guys, Like I said, I ain't got time for all this nonsense, I'm just trying to play this game and trying to hurry and get through this game and and hurry up and upload this on this YouTube and be done with it. And I can go back to my, playing the NES or some nonsense like that. Maybe play some of them Double Dragons or something like that. I mean, I think you should play the Contra game with the puppy dog. Yeah. Like I said, I got to see if I even had that game. I used to own that game, but I'm gonna have to see if I still have it or not. I like to say I do. And if I do, I will upload that game. Like I said, I don't even. That was a pretty good hard Contra game. Actually, it wasn't. Like I said, I used to run through that game, but it's been a while since I played that game. And I don't remember that being a very easy game. That's a very, you know, maybe we ought to try playing that game on 2 players, and I could be the puppy dog, and we can maybe we can run through that game. And like I said, we'll be dying all over the place if if we play it 2 players, but we'll give it a shot. See if we can play that game, and maybe we can upload it on the YouTube, but we'll see. We'll see. Like, you're almost at the end of the level already, huh? Yeah, like I said, I ain't got time for all this. And I'm just trying to hurry up and run through this game, and just be done with this game. And like I said, I'm having fun playing it and all that. But like I said, I just ain't got time for all this nonsense. I'm just trying to hurry up and beat this game, and and run right through it, and hurry up and just kill this little bug creature or whatever this nonsense is. Like I say, doesn't this look at the enemy on this game? Look at the boss on this game. Doesn't he look a lot better than that nonsense on that other Contra game where you're fighting an arm out of the planet and all that nonsense? I mean, well, maybe that level is just misunderstood, huh? No, there ain't no misunderstood. This boss looks a lot cooler than the one on the legacy one, the legacy of war, or whatever that nonsense is. This is what a boss supposed to look like. He's supposed to look pretty cool. Hey, I don't know. You tell me. You don't think this guy ain't better than the arm out of the ground? I mean, what kind of nonsense ending of a video game is that? This is what, this is a real boss. This is the way it should be and all that, And that's why I prefer this game, Like you said, I think this game was misunderstood, if you ask me. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. This is a pretty good game, if you ask me. Yeah, like you said, let me get on here and run through this, like I said, I just had to run through this game and and re-upload this. I don't know. Get on out of here. I'm sick of all this nonsense. Oh, look at it, that little creepy crawler, huh? There should have been another Contra adventure. Yeah, but all that nonsense.